Hey guys, Mod here. Today's a little boring, so I decided I might try to practice my art after being in an art blog for about 2 weeks. And what a better way to practice my art than redrawing my old shit. So I guess this is episode 2 of Art Roulette. Yeah, without a further ado, let's do this shit. This is gonna suck, isn't it? I can tell it's gonna suck. Art trade, Linda. Let's see what that is. Come on. Art trade. Search that. Without an F, please. Without an F. Let's see. Oh. Oh my god. I fucking can't, dude. Oh my god. I fucking can't, dude. It's so bad. Alright. Let's do this shit. So yeah, mod again, about a week later. That's sort of just how I do this series. I draw the thing the first day and then do the voiceover whenever I get the time. Or rather, as of late, whenever I'm bored enough to actually do it. Let's get back into the piece, shall we? This one took me almost exactly 3 hours to complete, including little breaks here and there as well as constant chatting on Discord. Either way, I think I'm getting a little bit faster. This particular piece has a bit of story behind it. The well-endowed character you see in front of you is Linda, a Holstein cow. She used to, or rather still does, belong to a very old artist friend of mine that I met when I first joined DeviantArt a few years back. I think she was the very first person to actually compliment my art and come back to it. She used to go by 2 names. Initially it was Dr. Phil, then it became Artsy Clary, or alternatively Artsy Claire. I didn't really bother to ask how to pronounce it. We both liked each other's art a lot, so it's no surprise to anyone that we eventually started doing art trades. I did this one before I ever even got my first tablet, a Wacom Bamboo, which I still use to this day because, let's be honest, ain't nobody got that Cintiq money. I forgot who she drew for me. Hell, she may not have even drawn anything for me. I forget a lot about those days. Hell, I forget a lot about these days. I used to look up to her for inspiration all the time when I was starting out. I had very little confidence in my art back then. Still do. The only difference is that now, I just don't care what people think about my art. It's my passion and I have a right to it. Which leads me to my next topic. You know what? Fuck it. It's story time. When I was little, I remember I just hated school with a burning passion. I didn't care for it at all. I used to spend all my class time doodling on lined paper and just letting my mind go free. I'd doodle all these little monsters inspired by what I'd see around me. Erasers, pencils, pens, scissors, hands, you name it. I'd doodle a monster of it. I still have those drawings. If any of you want to see it, just let me know. If there's enough demand, I'll probably end up putting them in the next episode. Anyways, I remember there were times where my classmates would just walk over to me looking for trouble. They'd laugh at me and my, at the time, best friend for drawing and being nerds and shit. Yeah, I was bullied. Big deal. Who wasn't nowadays? These bullies at times would wait till I got up from my seat to go to the bathroom and they'd draw over my doodles with Sharpie, crayons, or pens. Sometimes they'd do it right in front of me, doing sorts of tactical strafing runs by me just to get a reaction out of me. They'd tell me my art was horrible. They'd tell me that I should stop wasting my time, that I'm stupid and a nerd for drawing, and that they were much more better than me because, oh, I do not draw, blah, I play basketball, blah. Being a small, irritable, emotional child, I obviously got into fights over these kinds of things, to the point that me and the principal of my middle school became good friends. But I never let it get to me. Well, in a sense I did. I used that anger and frustration to learn how to get better. I watched videos on YouTube and showed my improvement to friends and they helped me get better too. I worked hard at my art for years on end. People telling me the same goddamn things every day. That my art was useless, that it wouldn't get me a job, that I'm wasting my time with it. Every single time I'd ignore them. I'd use that criticism as fuel to stoke my passion. Eventually, I got to a place where I became comfortable with my art, comfortable enough to post it on the internet, switched my major from aerospace engineering to video game production and design, which is a fancy way to say I'm the art guy for video games. After that, I improved more and more by the day with help from a very special artist friend, which I will talk about if I ever have her permission to, and when I redraw one of the old gift arts I made her. I improved to the point where I became comfortable making videos of my art and posting them. Now, many of these have been lost to time and space anomalies, deleted from my hard drive. The only one that made it through is up on my channel for you guys to see. It's the lightning speed art, by the way. Look, what I'm trying to say is, don't let people belittle you for your art or your passions. Practice and use that criticism to better yourself, and well, eventually you'll get a lot better.